All right, welcome everyone. We are here for a really action-packed, powerful, I'm going to say intense. I'm bringing the soul fire, the Jayme Gray energy, the dragon energy to this call because it's so needed on the planet right now. This masterclass will be about from day job to daydream, the 9 steps to launch your ideas out of your brain, out of your body, onto the planet, into reality, and make money. This is one of my favorite topics. You could go as far to say this is one of the topics I'm here on the planet to help with and teach. So we're going to go there. I'll just let you know right now. I'm not trying to have this be short. It will probably easily be 90 minutes. If you need to hop on and hop back on, whatever, do it. But just settle in. I want you to notice, though, when you want to hop off. I want you to pay attention to if there's a moment it starts getting a little uncomfortable or starts getting a little spicy and you dare want to hop off. If you need to hop off, you hop off. But pay attention if it's something you got to do or if you've zoned out or checked out, okay? I have 9 steps I want to bring you through. What I'm going to run you through is what I use as a method to help my clients go from idea to reality. I've been using this method and trial and error with it for years. I was giggling that I have a friend from college on here, and she's really seen me in the last 10 years, I'd say, probably like go through this process, and probably the whole time, because this is just who I, what I'm here to do and who I'm here to be. And I had to like mess it up a million times and be the mad scientist, right? And play it out and trial it out over and over and over and over again to make a process. But what I noticed with that process is it actually mirrors a very organic spiritual law, like organic earth-based law of creation. So I'm not really just making this shit up. What I noticed as studying the earth and studying organic patterns on the planet was that you could overlay that with steps to getting your ideas out of you and onto the planet. Who's intrigued? So the comments are open. Please go ahead. You guys can comment. And I want to hear, let me just like check in with everyone who's here. Where are you at on this process? Why are you here? Actually, I want to know, why are you here? Jayme, I've got ideas. I've got all these things. These ideas keep coming to me. They're driving me nuts. I've got a new idea for a business. I'm being called to this thing. Why are you here? Just drop it in the chat so I can start hearing that. Ooh, I posted an offering on some Facebook groups. Yes. How many of you run your own businesses? Because I know some of you have passion projects on the side. Some of you have your own businesses. Some of you are established businesses already. I'm going to actually cover the terrain for a lot of you. I'm going to be able to speak to 3 groups today. These are the 3 groups that come to me. The purpose seekers, I love them. Jayme, this thing's coming to me. It won't leave me alone. I'm feeling called to this thing. I think this is my purpose. What should I do about that? I love the purpose seekers. In my human design, I have like gate 10 right on my G center, which is like basically translates to my purpose is purpose. I'm here to help you with purpose. Did my human design per Jayme's request? Yeah, you did. Ashley said, I have ideas. I'm starting to narrow down my focus and I want to understand what my next best step should be. Declutterista is Becky's business. Dreaming my biz. Let me see. Denise said, dreaming my biz only so far, stuck on day job. And manifesting generator here. Yeah, if you know your human design, you can pop that in too. Okay. I also work with the beginners in biz, that like 0 to 10K a month. And really that can be broken up into 2 groups. In the beginner in biz phase, 0 to 10K a month, there's the like brand new babies, like brand new to business. Oh my God, what did I do? What am I doing? And then there's the been rocking, been rolling, playing like full-time, part-time with it, getting jobs and random things on the side when you like paying the bills, how you need to pay the bills, like, right? But also like learning about all the fucking things you need to do. you need to learn about, right? And then I also work with the established entrepreneur. And this is like the 10K plus month people and up. I work with that all the way up to like I have about 4 millionaire clients right now, and their businesses make at least 1 million a year. So that's why I'm calling them that. So there's that whole group too. And they are here too. Once you get to that like 10K month, you start to go like, oh, your proximity needs to be pulled out. Things need to go passive. You need to automate and delegate, and then when you clear that up, get really clear about the next dope thing that's coming to you and through you. And then for that level, when you start going up into the millions, like the people who make millions that I work with, they're working with me to integrate their soul with their shadow, which is what I consider your light with your gifts. Right? When you start making that type of money, it's like an authenticity ride, right? It's a whole different thing. It's a lot less strategy and a lot more soul. So that's the range I work with, which sounds crazy. And the only way I've been able to do that is to get really clear on what needs to be passive in my business. I've gotten really good at like recording and collecting and creating systems and processes to support me on that. I've gotten real comfortable with sharing and shining my work out into the world. That took a long time though, like years of hiding. Who in here is hiding? Just a show of in the comments. Who's like, still kind of hiding with it. If you're new to the thing and you don't have the thing yet, you're not hiding with it. But is there a place in your life where you are hiding? We're going to talk about that too. All right. So I don't hide, but I don't, let me see. I don't hide, but I don't like systems and processes, right? Steph said, stop calling me out. Hello. Ashley said, yeah. So I'm going to give you like real tangible steps today. It's going to go this whole talk, like my work is going to go from esoteric to like a really grounded example. All right. It's going to go from real spiritual and like far out to like super strategic steps you can take. This is what I can hold for you. This is what I've held for. I've crossed over 111 private clients since 2017. And I really should go back in my notebooks to find out how many I had before that. Or maybe that was just since 2019 I've been organizing my numbers out. And what that allowed me to do is gather a lot of data, not to mention the probably 1,000 that have come into group experiences. I've been on stages, I've been part of like big cohorts and big masterminds, and I get invited to be on stages and speak at seminars and all sorts of other platforms. I do in-person and online stuff. I've run so many of my own events, so many of my own group things, free things, masterclass, this event, workshop, challenge. There's been a lot of people in my field. And what I've done is collect a lot of data about that. And then I'm a generator. I make in response to the needs of the people that are coming to me. So even your energy being on this call right now is going to feed me energy, right? And knowledge and understanding of where you guys are so that I can help you moving forward. And this is how we all need and help each other. I like to say, I am the person who loves what most people hate in business. You want to be doing what you want to do, right? You don't want to be organizing Excel spreadsheets and like designing systems and processes. So I try to make that as easy as possible. Denise said highly only because I feel stuck, not that I don't want to be viable, right? Yeah. Okay, let me collapse this a little bit and I'm going to get going here in my notes because I make notes for the people. Oh, wait, no, I made it bigger. I don't need it bigger. I need it smaller. Okay, I can still see you guys. I'm just gonna pull this over here. The chat is still up. So you can chat in. Let's see what we have here. Visible. Yes. Viable. I feel like viable would have worked as well, right? All right. The first thing I want to share with you is my manifesto. I want to kick it off with this, let's say, prayer, right? So a manifesto can be a decree, a declaration, a prayer. And this is the manifesto I use for my business school. And I have it right there on the sales page because these words have an energy and a frequency and a signature that I want to get out immediately to anyone who's coming into my world, to anyone who is thinking they want to be in this, to know if they're in the right space or not. So as you're listening to me say these, either close your eyes or maybe look out a window, or you can stare at me still, that's fine. But I want you to listen to these words and see where they hit you in your body. And I want you to think of all the different centers, right? From the top of your head to your third eye, to your throat, to your heart, to your belly, to your womb, to your root, to your feet down. Where does this hit you when you hear these? All right. So this is the manifesto for my business school. 1, we are here to make magic, not mediocrity. 2, entrepreneurship isn't an easy road, but it's the most rewarding. 3, there is a wellspring of creative forces inside of you. Let's find it. 4, people are waiting for your offers and they are unaware of you. Let's change that. 5, we all have sacred contracts with one another. Let's call them forward. 6, you have a unique design and soul blueprint. It's time to align with it. 7, entrepreneurship is an advanced healing journey. 8, what you put into your work, you will receive back tenfold at least. 9, no one is coming to save you. You are your savior. 10, the time is now and you are ready. These are the 10 commandments of DayDream, my business school. Where did you feel that? If anyone wants to, Becky said, boom, right? This is why it's front page, center fucking page on my sales page. Because here's the thing, even something like that, guys, is going to attract the right people, repel the wrong people. If you get through that and you're like, oh my God, who is this? Yes, yes, sister. Ooh, yes. Like who is like feeling it? Like getting a little grunty in there. Chest and stomach. I love reading it out to people when they're standing in front of me because I can hear their audible reaction to it. Denise said throat, heart, belly, like yes. And other people are gonna be like, who is she? Get off the page. X, 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 get me out of here. Yes, right? So that's why I wanted to speak that into existence before we start any of this call and going through these steps for you to understand how deep this is, how powerful this work is. All right, so let's dive right on in. The first step to any of this, so Kathleen's saying heart, solar plexus, root. Yes. So the first step, one of 9 that we're going to cover today, I title this one, receive the vision, the idea, the creation. This is step 1. You're not just making this shit out of nowhere. It is coming to you. It is coming to you and through you. The ideas that come to you, they have their own blueprint. They have their own energy signature. And I'm not trying to use fluff words right now. I'm trying to explain the physics of this shit to you, okay? It has a need to be made on the planet and it has chosen you. It hasn't just chosen you. There's other people it's going to, and it needs to be made. And it's going, who is going to work with me? Who's going to co-create with me? Now, not every situation from day job to daydream has to do with this, but many do. A great example of this is the sticky note. When the sticky note did finally come out and was invented, a few people around the world were like, hey, they stole my idea. I had that idea. Paper with adhesive on it. They stole it. No, they didn't get to it fast enough, and someone else did. Put in the comments, has this happened to you? You had a great idea for something, or it doesn't matter, a program, an art piece, like, yo, has this happened to you? And you're like, shit, that was my idea. But you sat on it and you sat on it and you sat on it, and someone else did it. These ideas need and want to be made on the planet. They're looking for the fertile soil, the lands, us, to be made and to happen. Okay. So the first, like, letting that happen, Kathleen said, yes, years ago, a peanut-free bakery, and everyone pish-poshed me. Thank you for making me say pish-posh on this. That's how I read it, LOL. Right? Everyone, I bet, poo-pooed you on that. And now it's like gluten-free this, not free this, da, 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 right? Yeah, here we are. And thank God. And that's why, because we need it, because people were coming up with these allergies, and now everyone can go have pizza. Right? It's brilliant. Okay, so receive the vision, the idea, the creation, right? Letting that drop in. I want to hear, for those of you that are in this call right now, how many of you actually have one of those live in you now? Like something that keeps coming to you, this nagging suspicion. And even if it's not the idea and vision, the other thing you would feel here if you weren't like getting a really good idea to do something is a deep soul calling to do something. Some of you on here are being pushed into this on your own account. No, I'm sorry, not on your own account, from external situations. So that deep calling is the other one. So Steph said, yes, me being deeply called to that next level, Steph. Yep. Ashley said, yes, always being drawn to the same purpose. Right. That keep coming back to it, a deep calling within. Guys, take my free 7-day training called Understanding the divine design of your soul purpose. So fucking good. 7 days long. Anywho, it's all about being called. It's going to be another book. I'll just add that to my list. The other thing here is that this isn't just like receive the vision, the idea, the creation, like, oh, what's being called, right? It's like, is it what's coming down to you? What's coming up through you? I say that a lot, to you and through you and to you and through you. They're currents of energy. It's your soul knocking on the damn door. Deneen said, yes, I can't let go of this vision. Right. It's not going to leave you alone. I call it a haunting. This shit will haunt your ass. Anyone else? Until you're crying in a parking lot outside Whole Foods on the phone with your husband going, I can't do this job anymore. I have to leave it. This was me. I can't. And I fully stepped away from corporate after 14 years of working for businesses and went off and did our own thing. Just hitting 10 years now, 24 years into this shit. There are still things that are haunting me. But once you allow one to come through and you start to open up and unclog that pipeline and settle them and respect them and receive them, the next one comes. And then the next one comes. So it's not like, oh, I'll just do this one thing and the good Lord will shut up, right? No, it just keeps going. All right. What this section also helps you do is get clear about the first step, which is to look forward, actually. So like maybe first step is like receive the vision, right? Receive the calling, answer the call, right? Okay, like that. And then it's like a great next step is to look forward. And by look forward, I mean, what is the result? What is the result? This is where a lot of people totally bypass this. Anyone else? Like, what is the 10-year result? What is the, maybe timelines don't make sense for you right now? What is the feeling result? Like for me right now, I'm launching a business school. right now, after 10 years of helping women with this behind the scenes, after 24 years of working with small businesses, big businesses, and female owned businesses, it's time for me to fucking put it all together in a business school, baby. What's the result of that? You know what I just keep thinking, and I just like when I was in breath work. We have a monthly breath work session in the school with Amy. Thank you to all these amazing women who come in and just give us this juicy, amazing time to connect with the spirit of our work, or that's what I was doing. And I just kept seeing like this big banner, big building, and just women coming through it and coming through like almost like that first day of school energy, like coming in and out of the doors and walking in together and like backpacks. And I don't know why I have like this like 90s vision of this, but like, and I'm not saying this will ever be a physical space. I'm not trying to have no physical space. I already got a brick and mortar. Like, I'm not trying that again right now. It doesn't matter. It's like the vision, it's the result. Women coming in and out of this business school and it having a huge, massive impact. What's yours? So, what's the impact? Denise said, love that first day of school energy. Yeah, right? So many people do love that. I'm a forever student, which means I'm a forever teacher. So I'm on that triangle, student, teacher, master, student, teacher, master, over and over again. And I will continuously grow my life and spirituality and knowing and deep inner knowing and being, which means I'm constantly going to have to be teaching something. You can't have it coming in and not going out. We'll get there because that might be your issue. So stick around, okay? So that first one is like looking at the results. So either like looking at the future, what's the goal? What's the feeling? What's the sensation? What's the impact? What's the result? So for a lot of people, the result of is launching. Like it might be as simple for you right now as launching, as running your own business and kicking this off, getting a creation lifted off the ground, setting up passive income. Hello, I love helping women do that. We got to pull your proximity out, baby. We got to pull that energy that you're spending and wasting all day long. Not that you're wasting it, but like it could be used towards another thing. Let's figure out what needs to go passive so we can figure out where your active energy needs to go. Maybe it's just making more money. You take all the steps, you do all the hard work, and you celebrate your accomplishments at the end. Run through the tape. One of my teachers uses that. Danielle Gardner from the Quiet Marketing Revolution. Run the tape through, she says. Run the whole fucking tape through. What's the point of this? What's the end goal? And I know you guys take your time. I'm going to give you these mini little breaks to like write this out because you can get a lot done on this call with me here as I'm just breaking down. At this point, I do like to introduce people to another method I use and have become known for, is that I really help people in the spirituality side of business, not just the strategic side of business. So I help people, you don't have to go to a spirituality coach over here, spirituality teacher over here, and then a business teacher over there. You actually get that all in. One of my favorite quotes from a client is that she goes, wow, we can go from sales page to past life persecution in like under a minute here. She's like, this is it. This is where I need to be. Like, I love this shit. And I'm like, yeah, because it's all fucking connected, man. Somewhere, somehow, on some dimension, there's energy everywhere. I help that become more clear. So here's one way I'm going to make that clear for you so you can see where you are on this triangle. I'm going to give you another triangle symbol here. There are 3 levels of spirituality in business. I made this up. I created this. Denise said I almost spit out my tea, lol. So I made this. I mean, I didn't like make it up for the universe, lol. I'm just saying I put 2 and 2 fucking together, and this is my genius on the planet. These are the 3 levels of spirituality in business. Step 1 is you have to align with your soul's purpose. That is step 1. And that usually comes after a dark night of the soul, but we won't go there today, okay? Well, that's a whole nother call. But after you come through some big fucking healing, dark night of the soul or something usually sparks the wake up of, oh, I've got soul purpose here to do. Like, I'm being called to this thing, everything I explained earlier. This thing won't leave me alone. I think I need to make this. I need to open up a muffin shop. I need to open up a daycare that is more around free play than not. I need to create a new coffee shop situation, right? So, getting clear about your soul purpose and that being number one. Who's there? I'd love to hear in the comments. You let me know. Do you feel like you're there? Is it clear? Are you trying to get clear about that? I'm going to move on to the second one while you guys write in. Becky said ish. Keep going because I feel like we've got a whole different group of people on here that are either going to feel like that ishness or they're like figuring it out. Second, I'm going to keep going. The second level of spirituality and business is then sharing your heart's work with the world. That's its own initiation. That's its own level. Kathleen said, I feel like I am, but then something else pops up. Yeah. Like other ideas pops up or other things pop up to pull you away from it. Yes, ideas. Okay. I teach this to women a lot. There is, as women, we are creatrixes on the planet. It's more masculine energy to just have like one thing to do and to get up and do that one thing. And the man is like happy getting up and doing that like one thing day in, day in, day out. Like maybe she's a manifesting generator. LOL. Kathleen, do you know what you are in human design? But women have lots of different ideas. I actually do. Kathleen said, I am. LOL. Oh, Becky, you're going to be a human design chart reader and know in a flash. Add it to one of your manifesting generator things. Denise said, I'm fairly clear, but need to refine it down. Becky said, we are meant to do lots of shit at once. Right. So that's why by your design and the fact that you are female means we actually all have a lot of different things to do. And it's okay to have like more masculine energy and be like, nope, I got my one thing and I got to get up and do it every day. But for a lot of women, that won't fly. Right. So my class Release the Niche would be very helpful for you. It's like stop before we're like boxing ourselves into a corner with one specific thing that you feel like you got to do day in and day out. No, no, you have fun. I like to have women design out their 4 seasons of business with me. We figure out per season, per creation, what is best for you to be doing. Mm-hmm. Kathleen said, LOL, I was like talking to my husband and son, they don't get it. No, because they can just like get up and do the thing, go to work, and they get up and they have a whole new, men run on a solar clock. Solar energy is 24 hours. They have the same energy coming onto every day. They can just get up and go. Women, we clearly have a 28-day, 29-day cycle. It follows more of a lunar cycle. And we're going to wax in and wax up, right? With the moon, we're going to be feeling very different 2 weeks from now and very different 2 weeks after that. And then throughout every season, right? Okay, I'm going to keep going. So sharing your heart's work with the world, step 2, that's like wicked scary. For most people, that gets very scary. It's like, okay, I've just gone through this initiation and process to become aligned with my soul purpose and I know what I'm here to do and I'm being called to this thing and I just got to do it. You get like crazy about it, right? I called it a haunting earlier. This deep inner knowing that you have to move forward, even if it makes no sense. And your family doesn't understand you, your friends don't understand you, but you got to do this thing. That's step 1. Step 2 is then sharing that, going public with it, getting it out there. So who is stuck there? As you hear me speaking about this, who's like, oh my God, I got to talk about this? I got to share this. I got to post about it. I got to write about it. I don't know what I just got in my hair. Oh my God. I just showered too. I better not have like kid crap in my hair. Oh, I've got a good story about a blue jay feather. Maybe it will come up today. We'll see. Because it just happened to me earlier. Involves blue jays and a dog of bag poop. Anywho, that sharing and like putting it in a sales page, putting it on a website, putting it in social media, making a podcast, making a YouTube channel, making flyers, making business cards. Oh my, I gotta talk about this? He said, yeah, bring it to the world, girl. You could be here for a long time, long, long, long time. And then on the triangle, this third point is that once you do that, once you get comfortable doing that, it's all about stepping into authenticity even deeper, which you think you would have done that in level 1 and level 2 of this triangle. Then you get to the third point, you're like, I don't know who I am. Who's there? Who's there? What the fuck am I here for? This is crazy. You've had like 3 more Dark Night of the Soul since then. You've got a cigarette hanging out of your mouth and you've just tumbled down a fucking hill and you're like, what are we doing? I'm just kidding. It's much better than that. But it can feel like that. Kathleen said LMAO. So that third point is integrating your soul with your shadow. That's when shit gets real interesting. And what I consider soul, to make it easier for you, is your light. Your soul is more than that, but let's just say your light work that you're here to bring. And then your shadow, I believe, is where your gifts live. Our gifts are connected deeply in with our shadow. Who's experienced that? And shadow work, again, this is not a shadow work call. I have loads of other stuff to help you with that. But Kathleen raised her hand. Yeah. A lot of what we're here to do is stuff that we've gotten shit on for, or that we've had deep, deep, deep wounds around. Who feels that? Right? So that's more of an advanced level in business. And that's why I call these the 3 levels of spirituality in business. I'll go deeper on this in another call. I'm going to make a YouTube video for it. Get that going because it's just so needed. I need to get it out publicly and not be sharing it behind, closed doors like this. Okay. So let's just get clear. After the step 1, we're still in step 1, reminding you step 1 was receive the vision, idea, and creation. And then looking forward, what is the result is the big question for part 1. If you spent a year or 2 deeply exploring yourself, connecting with the spirit of your business, and building out your daydream, what do you think would happen? Like really devoting a year to this, 18 months, 2 years. And for anyone who's on this call that has already done this, you've launched a business, you've done this, honestly, can you write in the comments for them right now, anyone watching and listening, how many years you've been doing this, how long it took you to build out? How long you've been building out a foundation, how long you've been playing with these ideas, how long you've understood and been exploring your soul purpose? Feel free to type it in because I know the answer is going to be much longer than 1 to 2 years, right? Like I just said, this has been a long time. Yes, 7, says Becky, but maybe more of a jobby brand. Love it. Jobby, hobby jobby. We're making a lot of fun noises on this call today. Okay, let's dive in. Becky said, not a moneymaker. Right. Steph said 8 and counting. All right, so this is where I say, dive in, baby. Dive in. It's not like you dive in, you're like, I'm doing this thing, and like money starts coming in and stuff turns on. That's just the beginning. That's just like the putting your pinky toe in the ocean of entrepreneurship. Okay, step 2, moving along. Step 2 is what I call see and set the pathway. See, but really see with your third eye and set the pathway. So this is when we start to really, we've received through the crown chakra, energy center, vortex. It's really an open portal is what it is. Let it come in and then we start seeing it. This is when you start envisioning it. You start really thinking about it. You start like, remember how I was telling you the vision earlier of like, I can just see this like big building with a big entrance, and I'm like, I don't even think it'll be a building. Like this is, but it has that energetic school vibe for me. It's a big, big, big temple, but it's a big school. So seeing it, this is when you do get to play with seeing it to believe it instead of I'll believe it when I see it. How about I'll see it when I believe it? Like play with that. Use your third eye to see this for all its glory, for what it wants to be. So that's the more esoteric tool I'll give you right now, is like really playing with like how many people would this help? Where if you're talking product in people's hands, envision it in people's hands. If you're talking experiences, how many of you are here to give people experiences, healing, or do you have a product or a service? Actually see that transformation. Ashley said, yes, experiences, right? So for Ashley, we need to get clear about who your avatar is and who this perfect woman is that wants your product, right? Which is the travel experience, but it's a bit more bougie. It's not low end. It's not backpacking through things. It's experiences. It's active. It's really nice food in really nice places. Like I was helping her with this a couple weeks ago, months ago. I don't even know at this point. And it's like, it's okay to just get fucking clear about your avatar and who she is. Right? It's like you gotta get really clear about who you're not here to help and who this is for. The person who's gonna see what you have and be like, yes, I want that. Itineraries made for me in these cities, including the best restaurants to go to and the tours to take and what to avoid and what to wear in certain spaces and places that she travels to, that she wants to travel to, that's on the bucket list with her and her girlfriends or her and her family. Like, fuck yes. Yes. Right? Deneen said service, experience. So all of you with this, watch it happen. You've got to watch. Again, we'll go back to the play the tape out. Watch it happen. Okay. The more technical thing here is that this is where we need to really get clear about the tools we need to use to get there, right? This is the more strategic side. What are the tools you're going to need to get there? Do you need a website? See that too. Do you need social media? See that too. I love, this is when I like to play the seeing the playing in Canva. When I've got an idea and it's coming to me, I get right into Canva. I'm like, I need to bring this to life. Like I need to look at it, I need to see. I'm like a psycho, like not a psycho, I gotta stop saying that, but mad scientist, like whiteboard, crazy mad scientist. I gotta play, I gotta play, I gotta play. And you need to do this because it takes a while for it to land. Does anyone agree with that? It takes a while for it to land. I'm teaching you the manifestation current right now. Unless you're a pro at this shit takes time. So I like to play in Canva. Some of you will like to do vision boards. Again, the seeing it, envisioning it. What's another visual tool you guys like? Brand boards are gorgeous. You can go on Canva and make a brand board. You can go on Canva and make a vision board. Unsplash, the free photo place, is also a very visual, beautiful place. Even going to Instagram and typing in a hashtag for what you're talking about, like Ashley could type in like, yours wouldn't be like luxury travel. I don't know what area yours would be called, but let's just for the sake of this example, like type in luxury travel. It's gonna just bring up beautiful pictures. The majority of that will be tied to a picture that is of a gorgeous place that has to do with luxury travel. That's a vision board, baby. I could even just type in boss babe, hashtag boss babe. I'm gonna get hold up some dope ass women doing some dope ass shit. It's not all gonna be there, but it's a vision board, okay? Even for my work, what I help people do is like the tools I use, a series of master classes, methods, processes to help each of these areas of business come to life. But I also help people with I've got the PDF templates, I've got the Excel spreadsheets, or I've made a bunch of the tools already, the things that I use to help others so that they don't have to. Right? So even me getting clear about the tools I use become a tool for me to help others with. Does that make sense? This is huge for people. Um, Tools that you guys might need, that's what I help you with. Like, for example, the sales page. I have an entire workshop called Design a Sales Page in a Day. It's so sexy. It's broken down into 8 videos that help you really like understand every single section of a sales page. And this is the stuff people hate, which is why I'm bringing it up. How many of you have something inside of you that you geek out about that other people hate? Like, for example, Ashley with this, she's saying unique travel experiences has some great images. Thanks for the suggestion. She's here to make itineraries. They're coming to her because they don't want to make their own itinerary. She gets to be the geek there. She gets to go travel around. These girls just want to know that when they go to Nashville, they're going to be taken care of. And we've been working with Ashley to figure out how we can have them be, they can buy like they can just buy the itinerary from her and all her suggestions and have her. Next level up from that would be to have her as a concierge on phone on demand for the whole 4 days. They're paying for that package for her to be making their reservations, making their dinner reservations, her sending the map every morning. Like, how fucking fun is that? Do you think these bitches want to be doing that? They don't. They want to be in Nashville. They want to be in the experience. They want to know they're taken care of to some degree. That's her person. The next level up would be to pay for her to come and be their private tour guide. Right now we're scaling this vision of travel, of itinerary. Like, oh, bachelorettes. She said, yeah. Like, we have so much fun talking about this. Imagine her just getting paid like, oh, I have to be a concierge and she's getting paid like, I don't know. She'll figure out how much it's going to be for her to be on demand for these times. It could even just be mornings. I said she could put something together where it's just the morning and maybe the two head, like, there's always like the leaders of the group. The leaders of the group hop on a Zoom call with Ashley in the morning over coffee, and Ashley's going to give them a 15-minute breakdown of the whole fucking day. I feel like I just embodied you a little bit, Ashley, when I was saying that. Like, right? Like, that's a thing to charge for. That's a thing to charge for. A virtual concierge. Like, yeah, she said, I'm working on it. I also coordinate weddings for clients. So they kind of align. Boom. Right, right. Travel is my passion. So working to bring them both together, right? So it's like actually the bachelorettes and the fucking like, let's just pipeline this shit. Oh my God, I can't wait to. Yes, okay, let me come back. I'm excited. Becky said, I wish someone would come up with random fun experiences. Wait, I wish someone would come up with random fun experiences when not traveling in the burbs. She's in Massachusetts. Yeah, Ashley's in Maine. We've even talked to Ashley about also doing like local stuff, like Rhode Island stuff. She used to live in Newport and loved it. Mom dance parties. You need to make the mom dance parties. Yes, absolutely. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, now let's give Becky's example. Decluttering, making decluttering sexy again. Drool over catch-all room. What was the drool over catch-all room? What? Wait, no, I'm reading that wrong. I don't know what she said. My friend is doing it. Yes. Kathleen said she's going to host dance parties. Yes.
Like everyone has that catch-all room that's really horrible. They just throw their stuff in. But when I go to someone's house, I'm like, ooh, give me that. I want my hands on that. So it was about geeking out, like you're talking about geeking out with something people don't want to do.
Thank you. That is a perfect example. We have a right to get paid, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening to this, to do the things that no one else wants to do, right? And we need Becky, like how many people? And I have 2 decluttering clients. So it's like a vibe. I tell Becky and my other client all the time, I'm like, y'all about to be busy. If you want to be busy, America's got some shit. We've got stuff overflowing of stuff. We've got storage units on top of storage units. And we've got obsession with stuff, but we've got obsession with organizing stuff. Like, yo, like a good example of this is when Kim Kardashian, I know you were ready for a Kardashian fact, lol. When Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were still together, she got his he had, what was it, 70 storage units down to 35. And she did that in her spare time. And if you know anything about that woman, is that bitch ain't got no fucking spare time. Um, but he had that much stuff and she went through and it was like part of her like geekiness is to like see what's valuable, what makes sense, what needs to go to what, who needs to go, like her talking about the way she organized and systemized and like digitized, like that to get his stuff down to 35. I was like, oh my God, these people are crazy. LOL. Can't imagine. And I'm like, they weren't like small storage units, they're like warehouses. So we had like 70 warehouses down to 35. Oh, Kathleen said, oh my God, the hoarding my son sees. He loves sorting through that shit. We've got shows about this. I should have him add to the business. Yes, because people are going to need it. The stuff I hear from both of my business, my decluttering coaches is insane. Okay, let me pull myself back now. Good examples though, right? It's like a lot of people I think go, oh, who's going to want to pay for that? A lot of people actually. Decluttering, helping the hoarders. One of my clients, so she does the spiritual, energetic, healing, emotional side of the decluttering. You know, I'm even telling all of I have two cleaning clients, like they run their own cleaning business. And I tell them that they should add that on as an offer because they love to clean the house and they feel that satisfaction of a transformed place. But they're also walking into people's homes and seeing piles of shit places, or people don't want to have the cleaner over their house because their house is in a mess and a pile of this and that, right? So it's like, it's a need-based thing. Like, let's clear that up. Let's help you do that. And you can only like declutter like one room at a time with people in these situations, right? Like, I'm not the expert here, but right. It's like, you can't do the whole thing. What a great way to then streamline into making that person become a regular client of cleaning of yours. And you help them quarterly with these big things. Guys, I have a million ideas. Like when I say I will just give you a fucking million ideas, this is what I mean. Okay, let's move on. Do you get what I'm saying though about the tools? How we gotta see this. I want you to see this happen. I want you to see your client in Nashville running around the city having a blast with their friends and they're like writing you testimonies after. I want to see you, right? You guys see the transformation of the person going from room to room to room, like really beautifully transforming that. And whatever it is you're here to do. Okay. Step 3, accept, speak, and release the stuck. Accept, speak, and release the stuck. This has to do with the throat, baby. This is where most people get stuck. So why we're here, right, is because we've received the idea, we get the idea drops in, oh my God, this is such a great idea. And then we see it and we think about it, we think about it, we think about it, we think about it, right? And then we start talking about it. I'm gonna write this book, I'm gonna write this book, I'm gonna write this book. And then it gets stuck. And it just lives there forever. And you become that person that's just always talking about writing a book. Now, like, I'm one of those people, so, like, I feel you, I got you. I actually am doing the work to do the damn thing. I already have an ebook out in the world, and I'm doing the behind-the-scenes self-publishing with 2 businesses and 2 toddlers and a pit bull puppy, so, like, you know, I'm fucking in it. But I'm still, like, making regular work all the time done on that thing, and publishing is, like, it's a vibe. It's torture, is what it is. Anywho, the speaking. We all know, think of one person or like a dozen in your head that just talk about what they're going to do. It's like, you know, the person who's like always talking about the book they're going to launch or the book they're going to write or the business they're going to launch are also kind of like the people who want to tell you about the next tattoo they're getting. It's like, oh God, Sean, stop, please. I don't want to hear about your tattoo ideas. Just kidding. A little sass there, but it's the same fucking energy. We need to move through that. So what I say here, right, is like, with the speaking, you have to find the right people to speak this to, and you have to get clear about what you're saying and how you're talking about this, right? This is why I love having my community, the mastermind group, the group of women that have been part of my biz portal for years, or they've been part of what my mystery school back in the day in 2015, 16, right? Or they're part of my business school now. That's a safe space to share this stuff, because sometimes going to your family or friends is like the worst thing you can do, because they're going to talk you out of it. Who's been there? They're going to talk you out of it. Deneen said, yes, this is an issue for me. Ashley said, release the stuck. I have been caught up on one item in it I've just ignored and therefore have stalled. Right. This is where, as we keep going down, it's going to get a little juicier and juicier as we go down. First, back to the family thing. They love you and they will try to protect you. And when they hear you say you're going to quit the only job you have that's paying the bills, they're going to want to talk you out of it. So I'm not dissing the family or friends. They love you. And deep down inside, even though if it sounds discouraging and totally uninspiring, they're trying to protect you. Okay. You need to find, this is actually how my career kicked off, because I was someone that people could come to. And instead of being like, you shouldn't do that, what are you going to do? What about your 401k? What about this? I was like, oh my God, tell me about it. And we'd be at brunch and they'd tell me about their idea and they would leave with a business plan. Or they were my friend and they'd come visit and they'd sit on the couch and over wine and usually a peace pipe, you know, a little Jane session. They were leaving with the full on fucking business plan. And then I'd be like, okay, there you go with your dope ass business plan. I'm a little tired now. And then eventually after a while, that started to build up resentment in me until someone was like, you should be fucking paid for this. And I was like, you know what? You know what? Yeah, I've been doing this for years. I've got great idea. I will listen to your great idea and then give you another 5 great ideas. I will support you in this. I will be your cheerleader, your coach, your fucking confidant on this. That's a business. This became my business. Also, when you get like astrology chart readings and like human design chart readings and stuff, and it just like backs all that shit up all the time. But one of the things about my Jupiter, I can help you with this if you've not had a human design chart reading. I won't do your whole chart. In my school, I get everyone a 10-page PDF for them where they just get it. They can learn all about themselves in 10-page massive fucking PDF. It's so great. But I do for my business clients that want the privates with me, or if they're in my group, I can do like the branding, the money, and the messaging. So all of the business placements of the human design. For example, my Jupiter, my money marker in my human design is called the gate of deep listening, like listening to universal secrets and holding space for people. I was like, oh my God, this is like my whole life. Like, what the fuck? Even when I was like 20 years old at the bar, I'd be like listening to this woman who like wants to get divorced and like totally talk her into and egg her on to go get divorced. Oh my God, like just listening deep secrets of strangers all the time. I'll be in Trader Joe's and people are telling me about like blah, blah, blah. I can't stop it if I tried, but it's actually tied into my money, meaning I had every right to go into business for this, to make this deep listening a business. And actually, if I didn't make it a business and get charged, get paid for my worth and charge my value, it probably would have made me sick. Who needed to hear that right now? Okay. The human design stuff is organized. Let me know if you want that. Let me see. We've got some comments here. I feel unsure to speak it out when I've barely started doing it. That's a great one. So you've barely started to do it and we're scared to speak it out, right? So I want to ask you, when this happens, I want to ask, is this seriously the first time you've ever done it? Or have you had like a lifetime or a career or 20 years of doing like in the industry? in the vicinity. Does that make sense? Let me know if that question helps you. Is this seriously the first time you started doing this? Is where like when I went through coaching certification, like, yeah, I wasn't a trained coach and I went into a coaching certification $7,000 fucking later. Thank God it gave me the piece of paper to be able to stand up. And it was like, you know, a year-long process. And it's a lot of work to get that, to really get that piece of paper. But when I was in, I was like, oh, but I've been doing this other shit for a long time. People have been coming to me, the wise one, since I was like 7 years old. It's insane. I can't stop it, right? As my own biz, lots of experience in the field. That's what you lean on. You lean on the lots of experience in the field. I still have imposter syndrome. Don't we all? Right? And here's the crazy part is that like the imposter syndrome is so nuts because we're really here to all do it ourselves and do it authentically and do it uniquely. I cut straight to the matter on that. I was like, what do you really want to do, Deneen? Right? Like, oh, that's how she does it. No, what do you want to do? And this is why we have to use part 2. What do you see? What are you seeing? What's that end result? Because like, I want to see what you look like doing this. I want to know something that would help you. I think we have 1 session left, Deneen, right? Let's do the success strategy with you and anyone else who wants a private session with me or wants to be in the school. I help people with this. Let's use that for your last session. Success strategy, write it down because I will not remember. Getting clear about when and how you have felt successful in your past. Okay. And the themes of those stories. But we'll move on. But these are all great questions, right? Come back and lean on what you're seeing and lean on the fact that you've been given this thing to do. All right. And for anyone who's listening to this on a replay, just audible, like I'm pointing to the places in our body where of the parts we've already covered. So when we start to get, see how we're like, how intense this level 3 gets, right? This is the getting past the stuck. This is the accepting it. This is the speaking it. Deneen, even just repeating to yourself over and over again, anyone hearing that, like, I'm doing this. I am doing this. I am doing this. This is my time. My teacher loves to do this. She gets like so fucking emotional. She's like, this is my time. This is my time. Get emotional, ladies. We're not here to be like, oh, passive little fucking women. Get loud. You have to get loud on the internet. Exhilarating and terrifying. It should be. This is what life is. This is why you're here. This is your life and why you're here. I speak before I know what I'm really doing. Great. Right? That sets off, it kicks off a fucking vibration that starts to change the energy around us. I'm talking physics now, right? Everyone says, I am doing this. This is my time. This is my time. I'm doing this. I work so fucking hard for this. I've got 24 years of experience in this. Get out of my fucking way. Everyone start saying this. Get up and say it. Maybe not my people if they think that's weird. Right, right. I want to hear, what are you guys saying to yourselves right now? This is my time. I am doing this. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Another thing here for the advanced business people, not advanced, but you know what I mean, like already in business, already making money, already have things. What you need to hear here, another layer to this, to step 3, is what needs to go passive. What do you need to set on autopilot? What do we need to automate? What do we need to even delegate? What do you need to speak and get help with on? What do you need to admit to yourself you need help on? All right. Passive. We need things to go passive because other things are coming in and we need you at that new level. We need you at that next level. I'll explain that more in a bit. Okay. Ashley said, I believe it, but then start to doubt myself when others don't get it or show concern. Stop talking to those people. See? Because that's the real truth of the matter. Like when others don't get it or they show concern. In those cases, Ashley, and anyone, like this was me a lot. I feel you on this. I feel you deeply. This is so hard. You're not even going to be able to really share with them until it's done. until it's flowing, until it's moving. And all you can say is just give up like a boundary of like, don't you worry about me. I'm going to be fine. Right? I had this when I was leaving the gym. Remember, Ashley, I like was literally opened up a gym with my husband, was a yoga teacher, a body worker. And then I said this on another call too in Mind Your Business, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but just for the sake of this recording, I then was by fall of 2016, so like 18 months later, was like, I can't do this with you anymore. And he was like, what the fuck do you mean? And I'm like, I'm being called to something else. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm picking up transits about the moon every 2 days and I need to write about it and design a mystery school and gather women to talk about being a goddess and priestess. He was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? We just opened up a brick and mortar business and you've got to go channel the moon? Oh, I mean, talk about like rocked our fucking marriage. Cause he, Ashley, LOL. Becky said, duh, obvi. Deneen, I can never say that out loud. LMAFO. Becky likes when I say LOL in my monotone voice. LOL, right? Like, talk about, I mean, even Sammy, our best friend, was like, what are you doing? Like, no one got it. No one got it. And all I can say now is like, look back at me now. I'm like, that kicked off me going and doing my own thing and starting to work with women privately around soul purpose. Even if I had said, like, I'm going to go off and help women with business and it has to do with soul purpose, people still would have been like bug-eyed, like, what? Look at me now. Right? I had to go do that. How do you move forward if no one gets it? You fucking move forward on your own. It's not for anyone to get. Honestly, guys, it's none of your business what they think about you. It's not their business and it's not your business to care what they think. That is hard and that hurts and I get it. But you will love step 5. Okay, so keep going. Keep going. If all that passive stuff sounds blah blah, should I hire a VA? Absolutely. You can go on Fiverr and get yourself a VA for $50, for $150, like per project. Yes. But let's figure out the strategy map of what you're actually trying to have go passive before we start hiring people from it. Because then they're going to be like, what do you need me to do? You know what I mean? Ashley said, boom, all capitals. Back to it's none of your fucking business. And this is like, oh, we're in throat still. We're in throat still. It's okay for me to say that and speak this into existence. If I had listened to anyone about staying as a yoga teacher when every part of my fucking soul and being was saying, go off and do this thing, I'd probably be sick or maybe divorced. I don't know. But I listened to myself. And me and Jayme, that was an initiation for us. Also, on the other end, he's a fucking Leo, emotional generator, needed that warehouse to himself. We were butting heads in there. I had this tiny little fucking space, cramming my energy into this tiny space of yoga, while he had the whole warehouse, nitpicking each other. So we're married, working together in the same space all the time, going home. Like, one of us had to shit or get off the pot. This was his vision. And also, what an initiation for him to realize this was him needing to step into his bigness. And I had to leave the fucking room for him to do that. It was more than just me leaving. It was him stepping up. And he did that for years until it was busting at the seams and he was bored. His soul was bored. And then what did he do? He finally said yes to his big, big, big vision, his big soul purpose, self-defense, jujitsu. And now we have a 3,000 square foot on one of the busiest roads in the fucking state with 125 students having $20,000 fucking months like that. Would we have been there had I stepped the fuck out that day? I don't know. I'm just being real with you, right? So, scary, so scary. Like, I can feel this emotionally in my body as I'm sharing this with you. I can hear that story thousands of times and it still hits inspirationally. Thank you. Thank you. Right? And another part of voice and throat is, what's your story here? What's your story? This is a big one. You have a lot of them. But what's your story here? And it could be like the story you're like right now dealing with, right? Or it can be like the story that got you here. I have so many calls and courses on that. I can't even get into it right now, but that matters. It's part of speaking your truth. Okay, let's move on. 4. Step 4 is to feel deeply and decide to do it. So see how we're already getting there? We're already getting there. The next part of this evolution really goes into like the emotions start coming up. So this is when we start to like really feel into the need of it being on the planet. We start feeling into the need of that calling. We start feeling into the impact this could have on the world. And that's why most people get stuck here, because to feel how important this is, to feel how worthy you are, is actually a really hard thing. We're not really taught worthiness in the society. We're taught go, 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 get that job, go to that school, get this job, get this, get the house. Like this, it's just, a lot of people get there. They actually do that. They do that American dream thing. And then they're like, now what? Fuck, right? Or they get it and all crashes down. Or they're constantly running after it. Or like people like me, we're kind of like knocking that down and building our own story, right? So regardless, like that feeling that this is your purpose is like really intense. And it's not like once you accept that and receive that, you move on and everything's fine. Because you're constantly going to feel it. It's about anchoring your truth in to your body more. Deanne said, feeling it deeply. Okay, but doing it, feeling permission is the trickiest part. So here's the thing with permission. It's like, instead of permission, I mean, I'll give you the permission slip if you want that, but you have to decide. You've got to get clear if you're looking for permission, and how many of us are as women, how many of us are looking for permission? We got to get clear on from who? From who? God? Sky Daddy? Hey, what up, Sky Daddy? Sky Daddy's actually got your back. I like to call him Sky Daddy. Right? Or is it like our parents? Validation. Great, another word. Actually, it's Sky Daddy, lol. Right? Or I mean, or maybe I mean validation. What does validation mean to you? Right? Why do you need to feel validated? Any of these deeper, so now we're going into the feelings. See how these feelings are coming up? Feeling like I need permission. From who? I'd ask. Feeling like you need to be validated. Like, where do you need to get the parking sticker validated? Who's stamping that approval? Anything that you guys are feeling right now, ask it a question. Where is this coming from? Oh my God, right? Where is this coming from? Because what's so crazy, and Deneen, you're not alone here. Everyone feels this. Everyone on the call, can you just admit that you are or have felt these feelings, right? Someone else telling me I can do it versus me. Right. Why do you need someone else to tell you you can do it? Kathleen said yes. Right. Why do you feel like you need someone else to tell you? Right. So this is where this is for. Deciding to do it. Okay, so what the crazy part is that we are we have this like idea, the scope of like who I need permission, or I need validation, or I need someone telling me like it's okay and I can do this, right? But here's the thing. Every one of the people that you're envisioning in that scope, and it's just like, it's like a faceless mob. You know what I mean? It's not even like, maybe it is like your dad or your whoever, Sky Daddy or the church or fucking whatever, right? Or maybe it's just like this faceless mob, right? Telling you you can and can't do something. The craziest part is they're all in their own little fucking world, not even thinking about you. They don't care. No one cares about you guys. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because everyone, what I've learned in psychology and in spirituality, everyone is in their own little bubble, experiencing their own world. And you're just like this like thing over here. Does that make sense? No one's going to give you the permission slip and no one's going to validate you because they're in their own fucking weird world. She said, vague, just outside of me. Right. They're not thinking of you the way you're thinking of you. They're thinking of themselves. Everyone's actually thinking about themselves because we're all playing this play called life. Becky said, yes, this helps because everyone is obsessed with themselves. So true. The other thing to remember here, remember we were talking about 3 and like speaking it and like what, what everyone else is going to say and think about what you're doing. She said, or what people think they don't. Yeah. So when I learned this, I was like, my brain exploded. There are a million versions of you in the world. Let's just say a million. Because every single person that's ever met you has a different version of who they think you are in their mind. So trying to control what other people think of you, how other people perceive you, it's crazy. It's delusional. Janine just said, wow. I just called you Janine. Janine just said, capital WOW. They're so self-involved, says Becky. Yeah, everyone is. And it's okay. That's why I'm like, it's okay to say, like, pay attention to yourself. Mind your business. My program, 28 days, like, mind your fucking business. And I kept people busy for 28 days about themselves. That's in the business school too, right? Mind your business. Okay, I gotta keep going. Oh my God, I gotta go. I gotta go. We gotta keep going. So 4, this is also where unseen limitations present themselves. And I don't even need to break that down because we just perfectly demonstrated this out in the colloquy of student and teacher. It's an old Greek and the Druids love it when student and teacher go back and forth asking good questions and giving up next step, right? Thank you, Deneen, for being the perfect example of that for me. You gotta feel deeply how much you're needed and how much this is needed. And then you and only you can decide that it's time to do it. This is where the decision happens in your heart. This is heart work, baby. And this is why it's so challenging to get in there. Okay. I also wrote here, right around here is when shit hits the fan. Your stomach drops. Why? Because you're realizing you have a problem or a block here, right? How many of us do? You're seeing the way forward and it's time to decide. So naturally, every single ego trick will come out of the book to stop you, to talk you out of it. Right? So what do I do at this with my clients? Like if you're like in my field, this is when I go, okay, right? So we know on this organic flow of creation, this is when shit's gonna start hitting the fan. So what do? I say lean in on the group coaching, come on to those Friday calls, book a session with me if you have sessions with me. Like if you're starting to get these like wobbly moments, which they are natural, they will come, it will happen. Can you imagine the wobbling I had while trying to launch a fucking business school for women? I'm sweating bullets behind the scenes of this whole thing. Are you kidding me? And that's with 24 years experience. And you know what, Deneen? I'm right there with you. I'm like, but all the other people who have business schools, like, oh my God, but theirs are so professional, way more professional than mine. Theirs must be better than mine. I've had all these thoughts. And then, of course, I'm doing client avatar research too and going and checking them all out as my competitors. But then, like, you know what? Like, then I'm like looking at like Marie Forleo's like B school and shit. 80,000 students. That bitch has had 80,000 students. I did the math out on, she's made $200 million doing this. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like, yeah, oh, she lets people in for 18 months too. Like 18-month payment plans, cool. Like that's what I'm doing. And then I see like, oh, it runs over 6 weeks. I said 6 weeks. We on fucking crack? What are we huffing in 6 weeks? And so it triggered me and I was like, no, I'm putting it all over my website. You get 18 months in my world and you get all of the work for life. You get every single fucking course in Masterclass and anything new coming into it. If you've invested in this portal, in this entire library, you fucking get it. And this stuff takes time. I'm spitting. Look, I'm spitting. Right? So it's like, actually follow those trains of thought, guys. Run the tape through. You've got competitors? Good. Go check them out. Go look at their websites. Go look at their social media. See what the fuck is up. See what you like. See what you don't like. Take what you like. Leave what you don't. And then get all triggered and fired up. Get all flustery about how you're going to do it different. Okay. That was heart. I feel like we got there. I also wrote for that. This is when you feel all the fucking feels, LOL. And there is magic in this moment. There is medicine here, as you can see. There is medicine in this one. Don't skip it. Don't get stuck here. That's why I avoid looking up competitors. Yikes. Do it. I'm actually going to give you that as homework. Do it. Look up those competitors. See what they're doing. See what they're offering. Triggered and fired up natural state. I know, I love it. I actually love it. It makes me feel alive. Our triggers are my, one of my teachers, Anna Forrest, would say, never waste a good trigger. Never waste a good trigger. Oh, there's so much medicine and magic in there. If you're brave enough to dig in and go, what is this? What is this? Right? Very much alive. Yep. Okay. 5. Tap into will and take action, baby, right? So this is very much, as you can see, we're just naturally, you guys are naturally gravitationally pulling us down the manifestation current. Now it's time for action. This is tapping into your willpower. This lives in your belly. This is the ability to act. So if you're stuck on this one, that's the part of your body is like your belly, your guts, your willpower to do the damn thing. If you're really stuck there, then do the physical things you need to do to tap into that area. Because at this point, it's not just about like activating your guts and turning on your willpower. Now it's time to get your hands dirty. Now it's time to step into the studio of your mind, I call it. It's time to move forward with the mission. This is when we get to work, right? This is after like taking any of my courses where I teach this, I have this point in like all of what I do, because you will know exactly what to do and what to work on. I like to give specific step-by-step instructions, prompts, processes, worksheets, and more. Like that's the point of me having a business school, is like, I can't sit here and hold everyone's hand. I can say, hey, show me where you are. Okay, let's get clear about what this is. Okay, the most important thing for you to do is to focus on this, take action here, come back to me, report back to me, give me your homework in 3 weeks. I'll see you in 4 weeks. Go watch that entire thing, take a bunch of notes, connect with me in between, hop on the group calls that we have. And I do this for all my students. Anyone coming in, you have access to me via email, and we just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until all your projects are done. Right? Plus you have access to all the group stuff, and you can come into the group coaching level, and you come into the private session level. Doesn't matter. Everyone gets me, because this is why. The will power, it's gonna be a lot easier if you have a guide right in your corner. This is why people have coaches in any profession, in any sport, any CEO level, they have coaches. Unless you're a total self-initiator, a self-initiator who can take it and run with it, and you jive like that. But even still, I'm a self-initiator. Like I initiate my own action a lot of the time. I have teachers. I have a teacher right now. I'm spending hundreds monthly to be told on like literally to grow in my craft and field and spiritually and energetically, and then get really clear about which of her next programs are best for me as I'm aligning more to my authenticity and getting really clear about business structure. So yeah, there's a lot here. Disclaimer. Here's the thing. You cannot move forward until this phase is past. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's your process. And I will be there as your guide along the way with my eyes, all 3 of them on your work. That's one of my specialties, is that I can actually see right through you and right into the soul work and the purpose work. And we bring that to life. It's not just about like these actual strategic things you're here to do. If anyone who's had a private with me, we go way deeper into that. We go on to like a soul healer level and call that forward. Okay. I'm going to keep moving faster because we are having a blast here on this call today. Oh my God. Then the next one is, so that was 5. And wait, I want to come back and I do want to say, take your process here. This is why I like die inside when I hear about like the 6-week things, right? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh no, I've actually heard from people who have done that or done her thing and left, and they're like, it just all happened so fast and they were like so behind on things and then they got like steamrolled by it and they have all the stuff for life, but basically all the support left 6 weeks. Like people aren't even just fucking starting 6 weeks in. Anyone, think about your first 6 weeks. We've heard from people 8 years, 6 years, even just people who are popping off right now. Ashley Corrington with us, right? Like, think about the first 6 weeks. Were you done, designed, website, ready to go? Oh, anywho, and that's her thing, and that's her thing. And hey, they've got all that stuff. But I'm like, the whole thing about having support for the whole time means a lot to me. Okay, 6. So after we go through all of that, right? It drops in, then we see it and we work with it and we get clear about the tools and we speak in it and we accept and we start unclogging things, then we feel it, we decide it's happening, then we go into willpower and taking action. Then we go into the pre-launch phase and we start to bring the product to life. And this is where everyone freezes. So we're like, what do you mean? To market? To life? This is the gestational period. So you can have a gestational period, but this is the time to bring it all to life. It's time to get it ready to bring it to market. Or if you are ready, it's time to bring it to the market. This is the pre-launch phase. This can take a long time, but I'm talking in business terms for a reason. This is a business call, right? We start to share what we've been working on before it's ready. And I'm not saying to your friends and your family, but this would be the time where you've got like pieces and stuff. But see how different it is? This is part 6. People are telling family at part 1. I'm saying bring it up at part 6. Does that make sense? I'm saying bring it together when you have a bunch of it designed. You're very clear about what you're doing. You've been actioning forward on it. Maybe you've got a website on it. Maybe you have some testimony on it already because you've been trialing it behind the scenes. Maybe you've got all this work, all these videos, like, right. It's like that time to start to like show people what you've been working on. You know who's the best people to show this, what you've been working on? To complete strangers on the internet. Because complete strangers on the internet can really actually be super supportive. Yes, honey. Oh my God, I love it. And you're like, I don't fucking know you. Right. It's the people you know the most that are going to be the worst critics ever. We share what's alive in us about this creation, right? And we use this to build excitement. We funnel and organize the excitement, right? We nurture the perfect prospects as we get more and more and more clear about it. We make a rich environment for selling. This is the womb session. This is the gestation. So this could take 9 months. This could take 2 weeks. There are many different type of launch processes, but you've got everything from a pressure launch, which you can do. Like I have a client who loves pressure launches. They're like 2 weeks. Boop. 2 weeks, open, close doors. Boom, bang, boom, 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 get people in money, da, 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 go. And there's also like really long ones. There's seed launching where you're like letting people know, letting people know, letting people know, letting people know, and then announce a thing. Then there's like the product reveal launch where it's like, I'm not telling you anything. I'm keeping this all to myself. And then boom, they have it and go. The only people where that like really fucking works is like the Kylie Jenner levels and stuff where it's like, yeah, she can drop a product and not have told anyone about it, maybe given a few hints. I don't know why they're my examples today. Oh my God. LOL. But here we are. Where they like, if you have a following, if you have an audience, if you have a brand, if you have like a cult like following, where you can like drop the new like product reveal and everyone's like running to the store to get it. If that's not you, which it's not the people on these calls, right? Is that you need the spaces and places to figure out where best to drop. Deneen said, what is the title of step 6? Bring your product to life. And then in parentheses, I have the market, right? Because it's the same thing. I'm going to keep going because it's already 2:36. So I'm just going to keep flowing through this. Launch and let go. This is step 7. This is also the scary bit. To let it fucking go. You put it out into the world. It's live. It's go time. She's created. It's done. And now it's out of your hands. If you complete every step above to the fullest you can, this will be a success. It's creation law. This is universal laws of creation I'm explaining to you right now. People will sign up, they will hire you, they will enroll, they will want to be part of your creation. And then we let go, and then we celebrate. This is the root. This is birth. This is when you get it out of you and you walk away. You've done the work, you've spent 9 months working on this baby, and you've gotten it out. It's time to let it out and let it go. This is why we can't be like, of course we would be all over our newborn babies, but let's just say like we need to also like let it go and not have strings attached to it. In Druidry, we call this the law of returning tide. That which you cast into the ocean will return at some point. It will return. Very changed, very different. But it will return, sometimes unrecognizable, right? And you cannot release things out into the ocean of life with strings attached, meaning controlling it, manipulating it. There's a lot more we can go into that, but I'll just leave you that with that quick image. Like you got to let it go at some point and not be like a helicopter parent over it. Let me go on to 8. 8 is evaluate, review, and collect data. So this is where everyone thinks they're done, but you're not done. This is where it comes back to you and you've like, all right, let's see how that went. Let's collect some data. Let's start fielding data. Let's get some testimony. Let's see how people thought this was. Let's see where we've been, what we've done, where did we go? How did this go? Like a lot of people will totally just like, they're done. They don't even want to look at it again. But sitting in this 8 energy is really important. This is what I call the earth and the compost. This is where we've got to sit there and kind of like pull the banana peels apart. What fucking worked? What didn't work? What should we do next time? Honestly, I'm a Capricorn, so I love doing this one. This is like, I did this with the distraction detox. I'm like, yeah, I did not the chat didn't work. I'm not going to do a chat the next time. These people don't want to chat. They're completely overwhelmed with the fucking essay I just sent them every day. They don't need a fucking chat. They're not trying to dish this out with anyone. I have 33 people, like 10 got on, 4 responded regularly. That's it. Not doing that again. Also, I couldn't keep up with the voice memos because me, myself, and I was trying to write the fucking essay every night. Couldn't keep up with it. I'm not doing the chat. No, thank you. Not doing it again. I tried it. I tested it. Didn't work. Done. Moving on. Little things like that. You got to sit with that and go like, what worked, what didn't work. And that's not failure. That's not a failure. That's fucking awesome. Okay. I'm going to move on to 9. Back to the beginning. This is actually the Ouroboros. This is infinity. This is back to the start, baby. Right back to the beginning, we start all over again. So there's always a new level, a new way. There's always this perpetual improvement. So you might be back at the beginning with the same thing. So like, for example, Ashley, we've been using you as an example. Like hers would be like, she gets out this one itinerary. She gets out this thing. She launches. She's got this whole itinerary for Nashville. We'll just keep going with it. Nashville, this and that. She got it, right? She's got the itinerary. She's got the sales page for it. She's got the things. She's got the 3 different offers. She's got the links to make money. She's got some graphics for it. She's got some video. She gets it out. Great. On to the next. Now let's do Myrtle Beach. I don't know. Myrtle Beach is probably not your place. Fucking time to go. Sorry, I didn't read the comment that you had about your dad. Oh, I just remembered I did not read that one. But I bet it was beautiful. I just visited my dad and he preached to me about how I need to market to secretaries who are booking corporate trips to their bosses. He doesn't get the vibe. LOL. It was exhausting trying to get him to understand. But at the same time, I love that your dad was trying to give you ideas. Like that is so fucking cute. Pitching to secretaries. Like, do they have secretaries? Is that even a fucking vibe anymore? LOL. So cute. I'm going there. I'm going to Myrtle Beach. Oh my God, I love your dad. Dave, good old Dave giving you ideas from like 1950s, pitch it to the secretaries. He mansplained how to use hashtags on Instagram. LOL. I gotta love that. I'm sorry, he's 70, by the way. Like, of course, it's so fucking annoying in the moment, but like, how cute. I'm telling you. Mansplaining. There's nothing cute about mansplaining, but like hashtags, and you're like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Fucking got it. Okay, so back to the start. So she's going to do that once and she's going to do that. Like off the top of your head, Ashley, how many of those do you need to do? Right. So she needs to focus on that. She doesn't need to be trying to launch a new fucking business every time. She needs to constantly get a bunch of those out. She needs to do that for a year. She's got wedding season coming up. She's got to get into a real good flow and organization of how that goes and what that is. And right, maybe she starts to like pipeline thread the whole anyone she's working with wedding season, then doing the what is it called? The going away bit, bachelorettes and the this and the that's, the who's what's it's, right? Back to the start. You got to do it again, right? Okay. This is when you start on another project. And this is where I can say, I have done this hundreds of times. I'm not even joking. Hundreds of times. I wrote a post the other day about how many creations that have come out of me. They're like top notch creations, not even like the little things that come out of me all fucking year long in the last 10 years. And it's insane. It is insane when you start adding a honeymoon. I never thought about bachelor. Oh, that's a great suggestion. Thanks, Kathleen. Yeah. See, power of the group, baby. Masterminds. No lie, I'm a master of this creative process. It is, I could get it tattooed on my body. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. That'd be a lot to tattoo. But it's like, it's so fucking good. It's the manifestation current. This is, and if you're checking out at this point, I mean, we've been on here for a while, LOL. But where do you feel the most, ooh, is it a pit in your stomach? I feel some pit in the stomach feelings on this. Helps with things on school breaks. Help with things on school break. Yeah, for you with what you want to do moving forward? Oh, tough with tweens and teens. Yeah, no, can't even imagine. Not there. I'm in fucking toddler land, which is just another holy hell, right? Um, so if you want to share your heart's work with the world and make money, you need to follow this nature's organic, earth-based cosmic laws, period. Let me help you do that. It's what I do. I'm feeling the most tied down with step 5, taking action. Okay, so I'm actually going to share screen with you guys. I have a few minutes left. I have to skedaddle out of here. I'm going to spend 2 minutes showing you my sexy ass new sales page for this. It is not done. Do not judge me. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, LOL, but I'll show you what's done. I am fully announcing and coming out with DayDream, business school for women. Yeah, baby. And you got to see what it looks like because it's just so sexy. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. So you guys are the first. I let my husband see it first, and I love getting my husband's feedback on my stuff because it's so funny. This is her. I am so excited to be announcing this. I'm actually coming out with my own business school, and it just makes me like giddy inside and so fucking scared. It's not even funny. Like, who am I? How fucking dare I? Right? It's got that kind of energy. From day job to DayDream, this is a choose your own adventure business school because unlike other business schools with strict curriculums from start to finish, I like to work with each of my students to help build the best strategy for where they are in their business now. So not only do you get access to 150 on-demand business courses and classes, but then business strategy built specifically for you and your business. So that's where you start the dialogue with me immediately. We get you behind something immediately. This is a choose your own adventure and your own pace in your time in DayDream. You get access to virtual classrooms, office hours, business strategy sessions, human design readings per student, astrology classes for business, breath work for business owners, and we've got more in here. Steph will be announcing something she's doing in here as well. Calling all purpose seekers, beginners in business, established entrepreneurs. I'm here to help you overcome every block in business and then make bank. I talk over here about the being haunted by all those ideas. You have those of you that have a mile-long to-do list, those of you that are wearing all the hats. Then I share the manifesto. Can you see that picture of the woman behind there? Oh, it's so sexy. I just like, this has taken me weeks to do. I'll let you know. This shit takes weeks to do, and it's not done. I talk about the different industries that have come to me. Every single check mark here are people that have come to me in business over the years. I talk more about me helping you launch your DayDream into the world and actually making it a fucking reality. This is designed for everyday women at any stage in your business. It doesn't matter. I can handle it. I can handle it. Running a heart-led business is the way of the future. Hands down. I agree with this statement more than anything on this entire page. This is no joke. We're not just like randomly selling things online on Amazon that you think would make the most money, okay? This is intense. This is big. Doing this, we can feel in the heart space how hard that got for everyone real quick when you start to go into the deep needs of why you're here. I like to talk about this is one of the only business schools on the planet that goes from every step of your business from soul to strategy. Not needing a spirituality teacher over there, not needing a physics teacher over here, not needing business support over here. You get it all with me. So let me help you save tons of time and money, baby. What's included? You get individualized business strategy. You get access to weekly support, and you guys can just check this out later and read more if you want. You get access to dozens of courses and classes and the extracurricular activities. So I talk about that all in here, like more down to the detail, what you get and when. I talk about the method. The method is what I just brought you guys through, right? So you can come back to the sales page and look at the actual steps. Then you choose a pathway. So first you need to see if you're the soul seeker, the purpose seeker over here that explains it, tells you the commitment. See how I put those in from my triggers. Two, the beginner in business, 0 to 10K months. 3, the established business, 10K plus months. Then you can check out our modules. I've got all the subjects every step of the way covered for you, from offer creation to soulful selling, acquiring clients, copywriting and storytelling, clarity of purpose, events and engagement, systems and processes, design, creating and recording, sales pages and customer journeys, and a dozen more modules on demand besides that. This is not done yet, but right here, you'll be able to click here and go get a more detailed list of the things. I have lists for both the first 2 categories listed out, like the actual courses I want you to take, the actual classes I want you to take. Reminding you that regular recurring money-making months is only a few strategic steps away. It's not a fantasy. Mix a little soul and dream into the equation, and you have a recipe for success. Meet your guide. I talk about who I am and what I've done in the last 24 years and what the vision is onward. And then don't look, this is not done. This is not done. Oh, hey, this is done. So this is when you get to choose your own level. So level 1 is classes only, access to the entire library, digital classrooms, office hours, group strategy sessions, step-by-step guidance, human design PDF, astrology classes, breathwork events, and more. That is only $97 a month for 18 months. And yes, you get to keep everything that you bought after that, meaning this whole library, and it will grow. Anything I add to it, you get access to it moving forward. At the end of the 18 months, if you still want to stay in, you can stay in for a lower amount than that to just be part of like the group stuff. So it, like I'm big on like, I think education should be accessible to all. And this is what I mean by that. So not like you've got to do everything in 18 months. And if you don't, you're fucking out. I'm not playing that game. This is recommended for the purpose seeker and the new to business. People who just will be so busy in my portal, they're like, they can't even handle a private with Jayme. Then we have level 2. This is classes and group. This is everything from level 1 plus access to take it to the next level Tuesdays. Those are my mastermind calls. Those are where it's at. Those women are showing up week in, week out, going through the hard parts, the good bits. We're celebrating each other. We've got real specific fucking strategy in there. They apply the strategy and they do it. I've got 4 testimonies about to be uploaded on here. So you can watch those after if you want to see what women made in 12 weeks with me in just those calls. Plus you get a private astrology reading with Ineza, and you get a human design branding call with me. That's $247 a month for 18 months. Level 3 is classes plus group plus privates. Everything from level 1 plus a 75-minute private strategy session with me. Every month, those are like big powwows. We are hitting the pavement and going, all right? They are deep, they're intense, they're inspirational, they're powerful. It's literally, if you want, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. Those are so powerful, but not everyone needs them. Sometimes you just like, you can do the group stuff and you can come every Tuesday. But if you're like, I just need to talk to you, Jayme, this is it. I just need to sit, I need to hash this out. I need to figure this out. That's for you. Plus the audio messaging access to me throughout the month for check-ins. A lot of my privates, they go, by 2 weeks in, they've hit a roadblock and they need a pep talk, or they need some like real strategic advice for that next step. That's why I allowed those people. And for all of that, to get my private time and to get the audio message for me, that's $447 a month for 18-month payments. That is for, I say, the level of like established businesses and advanced businesses who already have that going. Okay. Pretty much you'll see this is not done. Not done, not done, not done. Hey, that's done. And yeah, all right. I have work to do. And I'm showing you this not being made because I wanted you guys to see that I am a human. I am a legit human. And I can't even tell you how many sick kids, sick husband. My husband ran out of fucking gas last night. I am in crunch mode. He calls me at 8:10 on the side of the fucking road, ran out of gas. I was like, is this 1856? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I lost my shit. I was like, of course, of course. What was it today? Oh, so and so has a fever. That's why I have to leave early. I have to leave now because so and so has a fever and he needs to teach class because this is what fucking running businesses is like and having kids. So I'm not done. And the behind the scenes, my clients on here know how long I've been working on this, but I had enough to show you, but I don't have enough to give you the link yet. So I'm going to keep working on it. Let's see. Badass. This is great, Jayme. Thank you. It's gorgeous, says Steph. Amazing. Love it. This will speak to so many. Haven't seen anything quite like it so far. Thank you. Office hours. Are you yeah, are you live? So it's gonna be like Q&A with me, but I can take anything. Questions you have in about the program, but also like questions about business, questions about life. I love being hit with Q&As. It's my favorite. Super legit. Okay. I actually have to go. This was almost what, 2 hours long? Look at us. Did under 2 hours. I gotta run. I gotta drive home fucking fast to go get my husband, to get the kids. This was awesome. I have so much to help you with. It's not even funny. I am here for you. Join in. Let me know if this is for you. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who steps forward with this. You'll see me over the next few weeks. I'm going to be doing Q&As about the school. So I'll be doing specific Q&As, not a big masterclass like this, to help people figure out if this is the right placement for them, if this is the right school for them. Please let people, if there are people you know who need this, please spread the word. You'll see me publicly announce this over the next few days when she is ready, but you guys are the first eyes on it. So this was amazing. I love you all so much. The replay will be out in a few hours somewhere. It'll be in a bunch of places. So much love. She said, sexy. Thank you so much, says Stephanie. Thank you, says Kathleen. Thank you, says Ashley. Thank you, says Janine. Looks awesome. Lots of love. Okay. Love you all so much. Talk soon. Bye.